What's up, guys? Welcome back to Simply FPL. Game week 10 is starting in a few hours, so first of all, don't forget to make your final team changes. This video is going to be one that was requested a good few times over the last few weeks. It's going to be about differentials. So I've put together a team of players that are all owned by under 10% of fantasy football managers. And I'm going to go through the template on different players you can consider. So just before we get started, I just want to say that I'm not suggesting you buy this entire team. I'm not even suggesting you buy any of this team. But what I am saying is that, look, if you want to get a good differential, these are the players you might consider. So let's get right into it. So goalkeepers. So the two guys we've got in goal, Fabianski and Patricio. So Fabianski, first of all, only owned by 3.6% of fantasy football managers. He's the highest scoring goalkeeper. So I bet if you didn't check, maybe a lot of people wouldn't realise that. Already got himself 4 clean sheets. So yeah, 5 million. If you're looking to spend that on a goalkeeper, he's probably the one you'd consider. Patricio then maybe is the backup. Now he's a bit more expensive at 5.5 million. But again, he's second highest points behind Fabianski. 4 clean sheets as well. So those two lads, they're leading the way at the moment. So again, I personally don't make a lot of goalkeeper transfers. But if you're looking to mix it up a bit with your goalkeepers, if you've got a wild card, those are the two guys you might take a gamble on. So looking at the defence, Bellerin, I spoke about him on a previous video. 9.8% owned. Now, look, the biggest problem with Bellerin is that he's playing for Arsenal and not necessarily playing well. But they've kept a few clean sheets recently. They've got 3 clean sheets in total. Bellerin's very, very attacking. He's already got himself 3 assists for the season. 5.1 million. It's maybe not the worst punt in the world. Konza then, so 8.9% owned. So the reason I like him is he only costs 4.7 million. He's already got 2 goals. So getting 2 goals this early on for a defender is tough enough. But for his price, it seems like a really good like a bit of a bargain. And yeah, they've got 6 relatively easy fixtures coming up. So, well, maybe not easy fixtures, but certainly good fixtures. So I'd imagine he's going to get at least a couple more clean sheets. And then his attacking returns, he bagged himself another goal. Happy days. So Balbuena, or Balbuena, however you pronounce that, only owned by 1.6%, and he's only 4.4 million. He's got 90 minutes in his last 7 games for West Ham, and he's also got himself a goal and 4 clean sheets. So it's not like he's just sat back, not getting involved. For defenders costing under 4.5 million, attacking threat, you don't usually get it. But with him, look, it'll happen every now and then. So if you've got 4.4 million, he's someone you should definitely consider. So Diaz, I've spoke a lot about the City defenders recently. I think it's not a bad idea to have City players. So City assets all over the park for me, as far as I'm concerned. Now, Diaz is only owned by 2.4% of fantasy football managers at the moment. He's nailed on to start. City have amazing fixtures, and everyone was saying that he's not going to have any attacking threat. In the last game there, he was in the box a couple of times. Now, he's not as attacking as Cancelo, but he's definitely not going to be like a Cody for Wolves, where he never gets up to get a goal. So, yeah, I'm actually considering him myself in my team. I've currently got Cancelo and Kevin De Bruyne, so I'm currently trying to work out whether to have the third City player, which I want, as him or Sterling. So, yeah, he's one I'll probably end up getting. The 5th guy on this list, you've probably never heard of him. The reason I've heard of him is because I'm an Everton fan. So Everton fans love this lad. He's a young player, and the reason he's on the list is he's going to be Luca Digne's replacement. Well, he's almost certainly going to be Luca Digne's replacement. Obviously, we won't find that out till this weekend. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. Is it Nkuku? So yeah, that's the last time I'll attempt that. Owned by 0.3%. So not even 1% of managers have him. He's only 4 million. So look, Everton's fixtures, they're not the best, but they're not the worst. I think having any £4 million defender who's nailed on for the next 2 months at least while Luca Digne's out for surgery, like I think the second I get a spare transfer, I'll be bringing him in. There's not another £4 million defender in the game right now who's going to be guaranteed games. He's pretty much nailed on. So let's keep an eye this weekend, see if he plays against Leeds, which I assume he will. And after that, like, get on top of him. He's my top tip of these 5. And again, the second I've got a spare transfer to put in defence, I'll probably get rid of Mitchell and put him in, certainly for the next 2 to 3 months. Moving on to the midfield. Here we go. And again, I just want to reiterate when I reveal this midfield, I'm not suggesting you buy all of these players. There's a reason we've kind of put them in there. We're just looking at differentials, players that can potentially make a big difference to your team if you're trying to catch people up. So first of all, Tielemans, 3.1% owned, 3 goals, and 4 nice fixtures coming up. So 6.4 million, potentially worth a punt. I've put Jamie Vardy in myself, but if you don't have the money to put up front, you might consider getting him or even Harvey Barnes, I guess, in midfield. McGinn, 5.5 million. He's kind of the budget version of Jack Grealish, a little less budget version of Ross Barkley. So McGinn, he's got 1 goal and 4 assists already. He's nailed on to be playing 5.5 million. Obviously, same as what I said for Konza. He's got 6 good fixtures coming up. And to be honest, Aston Villa, although they're a bit inconsistent, I think they're looking quite good in midfield. So 5.5 million. He's in my team of players that haven't been picked by many for that reason. Sterling, 4.8%. Now, I don't have a huge amount to talk about with Raheem Sterling because, look, he's not produced so far this season. As you all know by now, I'm gone all in on Man City for the next 12 game weeks. It'll be either him or Diaz who comes in as my third City player. I just think City have amazing fixtures, so get him in. He'll be a differential for you. He's a lot less owned by Kevin De Bruyne. Willian. So again, just to stress, I'm not telling you to go out and buy Willian. I'm just saying, hear me out on this. 4.1% owned. He's only 7.7 million, which for a player of his caliber is really good. Now, the reason you probably don't want to get him is just because of how bad Arsenal are playing. But if he is back from injury and starts with a bang, looks like he could be playing in form. 7.7 million, like he's well able to bag a couple of goals on his day. So yeah, keep an eye out for Willian. He's a player I've been keeping an eye out for all season. I'm sure I won't get to game week 38 without having him at least once. So yeah, bit of a gamble, but he's had 3 assists already this season, and at some point Arsenal's form will turn. Souček then for West Ham. He's only owned by 3.4%. 1 goal, 1 assist doesn't really tell the tale of this player. I think he's actually looked really, really good, and is probably unfortunate to only have 1 goal and 1 assist. So 4.9 million. If I had to get a player under 5 million, it would be definitely him. And I know that a fair few people have him. Only 3.4% of players have him, but a good few teams I've clicked on recently have got him in the team. So yeah, keep an eye on him. I think he looks quite good. So moving to the strikers. There's the 3 lads there. So Adams for Southampton, 5% owned, 3 goals and 4 assists. He's had returns in his last 5 games, which again for his price at 5.9 million is just amazing. Like, and he looks really good. Ings is out. He's going to be the talisman. It's definitely a player I'm considering. It'd be him or Bamford for me. And yeah, 5.9 million just seems like an absolute bargain if you're looking to get someone in. Now, the only question there is Southampton's fixtures. They don't look amazing. But 5.9 million, like, I don't know what more you want for a player under 6 million up front. Tammy Abraham, 2.6% owned, 7.2 million. On the surface, you're like, well, it's probably about right. But he seems to have just nailed his place in the team. So he's... last 3 games for Chelsea, he scored in 2 of them and assisted in the 3rd. He scored in the cup there as well. Frank Lampard seems to be giving him starts the last 5 or 6 games. So, look, I'm not going to put him in my team because Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to take that kind of value spot for me. But if you want a differential, Chelsea are playing well, and Tammy Abraham is playing up there with Werner. So, yeah, keep an eye out. Finally, Richarlison, one of my favourite players. Everton's best player, in my opinion, 4.3% owned, 5 returns in just over 5 games. Everton's fixtures aren't too bad. And look, I read a stat that since Everton bought Richarlison, they've never won a game in the Premier League without him. There's 12 games they've played without him. They've not won any of them. So he's an important player. and 7.8 million his price has dropped to. Think that again is worth consideration. Now, I can't believe he's only in 4.3% of teams. I really thought he'd be in a fair few more. Like, he's 0.1 million cheaper than Calvert-Lewin right now. And he's got more chance of taking penalties than Calvert-Lewin. So, yeah, I mean, there might be an instance where Calvert-Lewin, because he's now more expensive, Richarlison's the guy to go to. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. So that's the video. Real quick video. We just flew through the team there. And again, I said it 3 times. I'm not telling you to buy all those players, but if you're trying to work out the best differentials to get, I think that list could definitely help you out. So look, the weekend is upon us. Friday night fixture may not be the best game, but let's all have a great weekend in fantasy football. And sure, we'll have another video up Sunday. Take it easy.